Hey guys, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today I got a little bit of an update on this guy right here, talking about some Pennywise 3 action coming up. But before I get into that, I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Alright, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So I gotta give credit to another YouTube channel here for digging out this information before I did. Big shout out to Heavy Spoilers for finding this podcast where they may have dropped a little bit too much of a clue that In Chapter 3 is happening sometime soon. So on the Best Movies Never Made podcast, hosted by Steven Scarlatta and Josh Miller, writer of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, they were breaking down Andy Muschietti's original script drafts, and they talk about a very specific deleted scene that they actually did end up filming, but it wasn't released to the public. Apparently there's a scene in the first It movie that acts as kind of like a cutaway flashback when we see all the way back to like the 1600s, and a pilgrim woman with her baby is being chased by an early form of Pennywise, saying that if she doesn't let him eat her baby, he's not gonna go away and torment their village. Which is pretty crazy. I kind of wish they would have left that scene in. I've heard other people say like, oh, that would completely ruin the movie. It's not really the kind of movie for eating babies, but the beginning of the movie is literally a kid getting his arm chomped off and killed. Now I guess he doesn't really have a favorite form at this point in the story, and he's just this kind of creepy red looking humanoid creature. Now I don't know how credible this news is. These are people who live in LA and are constantly around Hollywood elites. They hear talk about things happening in the movie world, so take this information with a grain of salt. But basically one of the guys on the podcast kind of dropped that Warner Bros is thinking about doing a prequel film set sometime in the 1600s, where Pennywise is messing with a bunch of pilgrim people. The guy even seems very hesitant to say this in the interview. You can kind of tell through his voice. So we kind of have confirmation that It Chapter 3 is coming now. Kind of, who knows? Kind of seems like it's going to be a mix of that witch movie from a couple years ago. It's a great film by Robert Eggers, who did The Lighthouse. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But a mix of that film and maybe the original It. We're not going to have that 80s nostalgia that we got in the first film, but maybe it'll be cool to see a period piece like this, featuring a shape-shifting monster that eats people. I think this would be a really interesting movie. Pennywise versus Pilgrims, It Chapter 3, whatever they want to call it. It Chapter 3, Chipwrecked. Honestly, the big thing that I'm looking for in this movie, though, is just some more Pennywise. We did not get that much of him in the last movie. He was almost like a background character. The monsters that were featured in It Chapter 2 were mostly the CGI crappy monsters. So I would like to see more Bill Skarsgård playing characters instead of CGI monsters running around. Bill Skarsgård gives such an amazing performance, and he was so underutilized in the last movie. Now, although this new film isn't going to have a book that it's based off of, it's going to be able to do whatever it wants, and kind of showing how Pennywise became the dancing clown that he is today, before he turned into a screaming baby and died like a little butthole. Never forget that horrible ending to It Chapter 2. There was a lot of setup in that last movie too to do a prequel.
My father joined the circus.
So maybe we're gonna see some events play out like that. Just Pennywise coming back every 27 years, messing with new people. I wouldn't mind a film like that. Just Pennywise hunting down and killing people for like 90 minutes. As long as this film isn't just a cash grab like, hey, this was popular, why don't we make something else just to make more money? As long as the studio doesn't do that, I'm all about it. If someone's gonna put some hard work into this, hopefully Andy Muschietti, then I'm down. Just try to top It Chapter 2, and then I think all the fans are gonna be happy. So what do you guys think about an It Chapter 3? Do you kinda want that, or do you kinda not want that? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my video on It Chapter 3. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KillJoyJake1 and on Instagram at KillJoy_Jake. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.